Open your mouth. Look in the mirror. Now imagine your tongue isn't yours. Imagine it fell off weeks ago, and in its place sits a living, parasitic bug that has hooked its claws into your throat, drinking your blood, and functioning as your new tongue. This isn't science fiction. This is the Cymothoa exigua, the tongue-eating louse. It is the only known parasite in the world that functionally replaces a host's organ. And the worst part? The fish uses it just like a normal tongue. It doesn't even know its mouth has been hijacked. Welcome to the Parasite Iceberg. We like to think we are the apex predators, the rulers of the planet. We are wrong. We are just the buffet. Parasites outnumber free-living species on Earth by 4 to 1. For every lion, there are a billion ticks. For every human, there are trillions of potential invaders waiting for a way in. Today, we are ranking them. We are starting at the surface, the ones that just want a sip of blood, and descending into the abyss, to the parasites that don't just eat you, they become you. Meet the bedbug, evolution's perfect stalker. You can't feel them bite because their saliva contains an anesthetic. You can't find them because they are flat enough to slide into the screw holes of your bed frame. And you can't starve them out. A bedbug can live for a year without eating, just sitting in your wall, waiting for you to fall asleep. They practice something called traumatic insemination. Males don't look for female reproductive organs. They just stab the female anywhere in the abdomen. It is a species built entirely on violation, but ultimately, they just want your blood. They don't want your soul. Yek. Now we go deeper, inside the skin. The guinea worm has plagued humanity since ancient Egypt. It's mentioned in the Bible. You drink contaminated water, and a larva microscopic enough to be invisible enters your stomach. It grows and grows. For a year, it eats you from the inside. Then, when the female is ready to give birth, she needs water. So, she releases acid under your skin, usually on your leg. It creates a burning blister so painful that you instinctively run to a pond to cool it off. The moment your foot touches the water, the worm bursts out of your skin and releases millions of babies. The only way to get it out, you have to wrap the worm around a small stick and slowly, painfully wind it out, inch by inch, over weeks. If you pull too fast and it breaks, the dead worm rots inside your body. Level 1 wants blood. Level 2 wants flesh. Level 3 wants your free will. The emerald jewel wasp hunts cockroaches, but it doesn't just kill them. That would be too easy. It lands on the roach and delivers a precise sting directly into the roach's brain. Specifically, the section that controls the fight or flight response. The roach isn't paralyzed. It can walk, it can fly, but it has no motivation. It becomes a zombie dog on a leash. The wasp grabs the roach by the antenna and walks it, literally walks it, down into a burrow. The roach complies. It sits there quietly while the wasp lays an egg on it. It waits patiently while the larva hatches and eats it alive. It could run away at any moment, but the chemical lobotomy keeps it docile until the very end. This is where it gets psychedelic. Snails prefer the dark. They hide under leaves to avoid birds. But the flatworm Leucochloridium paradoxum needs to get inside a bird's stomach to reproduce. So, how does a worm get a snail to fly? It invades the snail's eye stalks. It swells up, pulsating with neon greens, oranges, and yellows. It turns the snail's eyes into a disco light show that looks exactly like a delicious caterpillar. Then it chemically rewires the snail's brain. The snail stops hiding in the shade. It becomes obsessed with light. It climbs to the highest branch in the forest, in broad daylight, and waves its neon eyes around. It is begging to be eaten. A bird swoops down, rips the eyes off, and the cycle continues. The snail amazingly can regenerate its eyes, only for the parasite to grow back and do it again. It is an eternal hell loop. You might think, glad I'm not a snail. Bad news. You probably have this one in your brain right now. Toxoplasma gondii is a parasite that breeds in the intestines of cats. But to get there, it infects rats. Rats are naturally terrified of cat urine. It's a survival instinct. But when infected with Toxo, the rat's brain changes. The fear center turns off. The sexual attraction center turns on. The rat becomes sexually attracted to the smell of cat urine. It runs toward the predator. The cat eats the rat. The parasite wins. Here is the scary part. It infects humans too. About 30 to 50% of the world's population has toxoplasma cysts in their brain. Some scientists believe it affects human behavior, making us more reckless, slower to react, or even prone to rage. We think we love cats because they are cute. Or maybe, just maybe, the parasite is telling us to love them. If you thought the tongue-eating louse was bad, meet Sacculina carcini. It starts as a microscopic barnacle larva. It finds a crab and injects a single clump of cells into the crab's bloodstream. It grows roots throughout the crab's entire body, digesting its organs but keeping it alive. It casts the crab, making it infertile. Then, it grows an external sac on the crab's underside, right where the crab's own eggs would be. The crab doesn't just tolerate the parasite, it loves it. It grooms the sac. It cleans it. If the crab is male, the parasite alters its hormones to make it female, widening its abdomen to hold the parasite. When the parasite releases its eggs, the crab climbs to high water and waves its claws to disperse them, thinking it is spreading its own babies. It nurtures the very thing that destroyed it. And finally, the bottom of the iceberg, the inspiration for The Last of Us. In the rainforests of Brazil, a bullet ant is walking along the forest floor. Suddenly, it starts to twitch. A spore has landed on it. The Cordyceps fungus is now growing inside its body, dissolving its muscles, navigating its nervous system. But it doesn't kill the ant yet. It takes the wheel. The fungus forces the ant to leave its colony. It forces it to climb a specific plant, exactly 25 centimeters off the ground, facing north where the humidity is perfect for fungal growth. The ant clamps its jaws onto a leaf. This is the death grip. It locks its muscles and dies. A few days later, a long stalk bursts out of the ant's head. It rains spores down onto the colony below, infecting the ant's sisters. It is a biological smart missile. It has no brain, no nervous system, and yet it can calculate geometry, humidity, and colony behavior. We spend billions searching for alien life in the stars. We look for intelligent invaders that might conquer Earth. We are looking in the wrong direction. The invaders are already here. They are in the water, in the soil, and maybe, right now, curled up in the frontal lobe of your brain, waiting for the signal. But parasites aren't the only thing hiding in the dark. If you think being eaten from the inside is bad, wait until you see what lives at the bottom of the ocean. Click here to watch the ocean depth scale, where the pressure alone will turn you into liquid.